Well, for what it's worth, we're going to try to do this again, at least a little bit. I don't even know if anybody's in here. I haven't posted this anywhere because I didn't have the address. So I'm going to try to post this now to my Telegram and a number of other places. Since I'm actually live now, I can find it on this. If I do post it to the Telegram, I've got over 1,000 followers in Telegram. Since I don't have like Facebook, sorry, I can't do Facebook.
Nope.
So yeah, no, I don't do that.
No.
All right. So
No.
relax. This is all normal. Awesome. That works. And it says it's live. So what I'm going to do. Relax. This is all normal. Oh, my damn phone's talking back to me now. And it says it's live. So what I'm going to do. Relax. This is all normal. I don't know. My damn phone's talking back to me now. I don't know how to share this. There we go. Oh, share. Awesome. There we go. Found it. Awesome. I don't know how to share this. There we go. Oh, share. Awesome. There we go. Found it. Awesome. I don't know how to share this. There we go. Oh, share. Awesome. Live now. And believe me, that'll get a few people in here. Live now. Oh, that'll work. I could share it to Getter too. I've only got about 300 followers over there. Not like in the what is that other one? Oh, sorry, I've been drinking. But we're recording this, so as opposed to what just happened with the Amber Z thing, this one will at least be recorded. I'm recording it on 2 computers right now, so it's not going to go away, and we'll be able to handle this and kind of see what's going on. I still don't have anybody in there, but then again, my thing's kind of screwed up. I'm going to log in with the other system. We can do it with the other. I'm in 2 Telegrams, so that'll help. Get those going. Plus, the few people that are in the Discord. I don't know why everybody's so scared of Discord. What's up with that?
I don't know.
Because it's like everybody's kind of scared of Discord, and I'm probably gonna have to mute this because like, there we go. Everybody's kind of scared of Discord. There we go. Now I muted that, so it's not the delay. New pinned chat. Oh, I don't want to pin a chat. Cool. Top chat. Live chat. All right, cool. For what it's worth, somebody's already liked the video. Was that you, Saris?
Wasn't me.
Okay, but somebody's already liked it. I don't know who. One person is watching now. I wonder who.
Hey, better than no people.
But good, bad, or indifferent, this is going to be recorded, and we can save it, and I can post it to my stream. Not a problem. I don't know what happened over there I know she had to leave, and real life always takes precedence. That's just the way it goes. I get that. I don't know what happened to the recording because I got about the first 5 minutes into the recording, and then it just died. So this stream is no longer available. It wasn't a stream; it was a recording of the broadcast. So I don't know where it went. But anyway, so everybody's kind of freaking out over the whole Russia thing, and we talked about it over there. Which, from my point of view and everybody else's point of view who's been here for a while, who's been around and has studied history, this is, it's like we were saying on the other stream, this is not a problem. This is normal. This is what they do. This is what the Soviet Union did for years. And I think that Biden is just using this as an excuse to cover his failures economically. Um, so Big Red's in here. Cool. Hell yeah. Big Red's a badass. Big Red's cool as shit. But Biden is using this as an excuse to cover up his failures. And he's going to say, oh, well, the economy's bad because Russia invaded Ukraine.
Which has nothing to do with us.
No, nothing at all. By the way, Big Red, this is Saris. He's a friend of mine, someone who I respect greatly. In military history, he opens my brain to a lot of things that possibly I am not quite familiar with, or possibly makes me look in directions that I normally wouldn't look. Ideas that are outside my brain. My brain is from the ground. I'm small unit tactics. That's where I specialize in. And he's more of a historical aspect. Like I said, I respect his history and stuff. And for those of you who don't know, Ghost, shadoeqat, I use those names interchanged. When I went on Telegram, I used the name shadoeqat because the name Ghost was already taken. So, bear with me on that. Big Red, post there again, because I'm having hell getting anybody in here, because I don't have any damn followers. My only social media is Telegram. That's it. So I do what I can, but I refuse to have a Facebook. I still do not have a Facebook and will not get a Facebook.
Nope.
So I have, he's like, okay, hold on. Yeah. I do everything I can, but God, unless you bow down to these overlords, these overmasters, holy shit, you can't get anybody to follow your shit. And people, if you've seen my videos, I do everything I can to piss off YouTube. Trust me. I go above and beyond. And out of all of the videos that I've posted on YouTube, only one of them has been removed. I will post the link to the Rumble channel. For those of you who are not afraid of Rumble, I don't understand why so many people are afraid of Rumble. What the hell is up with that?
Don't understand why so many people who claim to be so conservative are still making use of media platforms that would silence their voices.
Well, yeah. I mean, Rumble, they don't give a shit what I say over there. So, I bust my ass over on Rumble and put all my videos up, and Rumble's never pulled down anything because, I speak the truth, or the truth as I see it, which is my right as an American citizen. I have the right to say what I want to say when I want to say it. That's called the First Amendment. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to listen to it. There's a million other channels out there. Click the fuck off and go away. I don't care. But don't shut me down just because you don't like what I said. That's socialist. That's socialism.
You can't have the development of ideas and of progress of a society without the ability to voice those ideas and to debate them and to challenge beliefs and to say X is better than Y. Why? Let's talk about it.
Exactly.
And that's how we determine whether X is really better than Y or if it's not.
Well, what they're doing now is they're saying X is better than Y, and because I said so, and Y can't talk anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to shut Y down because we don't like their arguments. So we're just going to shut them down. Nobody can hear them. Nobody can see them. So X is better than ... because Y doesn't exist. What? Really?
And that's how societies fail.
Yeah, that's exactly how societies fail. So we went over it, and since Amber's video doesn't look like it's going to be live done, I'm gonna try to send this to my daughter. I tried to send it earlier and it didn't go. So bear with me for a minute here. And you guys will have to bear with my daughter because, like I said a little while ago, I'm sorry, I gotta mute this. Here. And you guys will have because bless her heart, I love her to death, but she hates Trump and all this other stuff. But I promised her I'd send it to her so she could get in here. Okay, there we go. Share this with, all right, that'll work. And
well, I mean, you say that, and I as a rule dislike all politicians because it doesn't really seem to matter all that much which political entity is doing its thing. The American people get screwed either way. It's just how fast do we get screwed?
Well, yeah.
The previous being better economically than the current, were you doing better 2 years ago than you're doing today? If the answer was yes, then there it is. I mean, that's like it, dislike it. That's the truth of the matter. Are you better off now than you were then? If no, make a change.
Well, yeah, I mean, exactly. Sorry, I'm trying to type to everybody. I think. Oh, shit. Probably better not type that word. Oh, Nana, what is going on? Nana P, Big Red's in here. I see Nana. That's it, YouTube. We'll just talk to you guys. So fuck it. Nobody. Oh, this is my channel. I forget. I can say fuck it because this is the Ghost North American Prepping channel, and we don't give a good goddamn what YouTube thinks. We won't talk about the Rona. We won't talk about the jab. We won't talk about that shit because that's the only video of mine they pulled down so far. I can say fuck Joe Biden and all that stuff, and I expect everybody to say that.
That other thing is just about. I mean, I find it interesting that the whole convoy thing is starting here in the U.S. now, inspired by some brave Canadians, but
Canadian power.
The narrative as a whole surrounding it here in the U.S. is falling apart. The whole, oh, it's time for it was time for a protest a year ago. We're doing this now is kind of an after. We can't let the Canadians one up us when it comes to freedom.
Yeah, no
you
shit.
Guys are a little late to the party.
Well, I mean, I give them credit. Okay, Canada really got hammered. All right, their restrictions were much worse than what most of us had to deal with. Now in North Carolina, you guys didn't have it too bad out there. I mean, if I remember right,
they tried to do some things, but it's one of those things that our urban areas are one way and our rural areas are another, and the state is really mostly rural. And so we don't give a crap what the dude in Raleigh says. Nobody cares. Nobody cares out here.
We're in we're in Texas. We never really got shut down. So I have a little twisted view on all this shutdown, mask mandate, vaccine mandate stuff because we didn't have that here.
Yeah.
So it's different for me, when everybody says, "Oh, what are you going to do about this? Aren't you pissed off?" Well, no, not really. We never really changed.
Difference between the U.S. and Canada. The U.S. is 50 semi-independent states, each kind of doing their own thing, and which have united for the common good, for national defense, for trade, for
Right.
beneficial things like that. But we still retain very strong state governments, whereas Canada doesn't. Canada is one nation. We here in America, we like to say one nation under God. Not really true. We are 50 nations that have come together around some important goals and ideals, but we still retain our identity as North Carolinians, Texans,
Oh yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. And our state governments do still have a lot of sway. Our friend Governor DeSantis in Florida, doing his thing. His economy is cranking. People are going down there like mad. I snicker that, people from all the lockdown states go down there to Florida to escape all the insanity. And it's like, hypocrite. You hypocrite.
Exactly.
And it's one thing that drives me up the wall is hypocrisy. And I just can't stand it.
Oh, I know. Absolutely. I mean, it's and you guys, if you didn't see the Amber Z feed a little while ago, her stuff crashed, and then when it was supposed to be uploaded, I got about 2 or 3 minutes of the upload, and then it disappeared from YouTube, amazingly enough. So we just decided to come over here. No, I do not have very many subscribers. I got 58 subscribers on YouTube. That's it.
Somewhere.
I got 3 times that many over on Rumble. So it's like, this whole pure blood. Yes, absolutely. Who the hell is that? Oh, now we're getting people in here. All right, here's the deal. This is what we talked about over there. Russia going into Ukraine. Please don't panic. People, this is normal. Vladimir Putin is like me. Okay, he was raised, he's a little bit older than I am. He was raised during the era of the USSR. He came to power, he came to prominence during the USSR. The USSR's modus operandi, their mode of operation, is when their economy starts to tank, they move in, take over a small third world nation. That's what they do. Honey badger, beaverines, there we go. The USSR moved in, took over a small third world nation. That's just how they do. That's how they operated. That's how they kept their economy afloat.
Well, they can't do like we do and just print money out of thin air because their currency isn't the world's reserve currency.
Yeah,
so they have to do other things.
And that's what they did for years. I mean, it's, those of us who grew up in the era of the Cold War, back during, I don't know, Nixon, Carter, Reagan, Bush, first Bush, we get that. We understand it. This is normal. Okay. This is normal. This is what they do. It's no big deal. Yes, it's a big deal if you're over there in the middle of it, but we're not. We're over here. Okay. He is not going to nuke Ukraine. The Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe.
Why would you want to nuke land you want to take over?
You're not going to destroy your grocery store. You don't do it. The Ukraine is the grocery store of Russia. They're not going to destroy their grocery store. Sorry. Yes, they're going to go in. Yes, they're going to bomb them. Yes, he's going to institute a government in the Ukraine that is friendly to him. As to whether or not he just annexes the entire state and it becomes part of Russia, or whether he just makes it like Belarus, a
Puppet
friendly
state.
state. Yeah, a puppet, basically, is still up in the air, one way or the other. It doesn't matter. It's all the
Don't know.
same.
Yeah.
But that's what he's doing. Okay, we're used to that. Those people who are my age, we're not panicking. We're used to it. It happens all the time. It happened during the 80s, and it's like I was saying earlier, that's what Russia did until they ran into Afghanistan. The problem with the Soviet Union is it ran into Afghanistan the same time we had Reagan as president. So they hit two roadblocks.
Walls.
Yeah, he hit two
Yeah.
roadblocks all at once. They said, "Oh, we'll just take over Afghanistan next." Wrong.
Nope.
And then Reagan says, "Guess what? You're broke now, and your military has been defeated by a bunch of people living in caves. You're an idiot. Go away." Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. And shortly thereafter, the wall came down and the demise of the Soviet Union. The whole time, Vladimir Putin was in a senior management position, which is what we'll call that, of the KGB. He later became president of Russia, not the Soviet Union, and vowed to reconstitute the USSR, which is exactly what he's trying to do. He told us what he was going to do years ago, and he's doing it. So, come on, people. It's normal.
Well, that's the thing. If you let people talk, they'll tell you exactly what they're going to do. All you have to do is open your ears and be willing to listen, and he'll tell you. I mean, he yearns for the glory days of the USSR when Russia was, a big empire of Europe, and that's where you're going.
Well, Hill Country Preppers here. That's awesome. Dude, I'm serious. You really should join this. I'm even trying to be nice and calm about this, although I don't have very many people watching right now. But hey, there you go. But we're going to try, since the Amber Z feed kind of crashed. She had to go get her daughter. There must have been a family issue, and she turned it off and apparently didn't upload it right. I don't know. I'm not sure. Good, bad, or indifferent. We'll make this work one way or the other. But yeah, people don't panic. He's okay. I am a little concerned in one area. Okay. Back during the Clinton administration, Bill Clinton, who said a lot of things that Bill Clinton would make a lot of promises. I did not have sex with that girl. Okay, whatever. Bill Clinton's full of shit. And during the Clinton administration, the breakup of the Soviet Union, the Ukraine was an extremely well-armed location. They had over 300 silos, nuclear missile silos. Bill Clinton promised them that if they gave up their nuclear weapons, we would see to it that they were protected. He never signed a treaty saying such, but he did promise them openly, give your nuclear weapons back to Russia, and we will see to it that nobody uses nuclear weapons against you. Does anybody remember that? No, of course you guys don't, because y'all are all too young. But I remember that. And you know what? Ukraine supposedly, now let me put my air quotes up. You ready? Supposedly gave back their nuclear weapons to Russia. Okay, we have these wonderful satellites in orbit. They're great satellites. Do you know what uranium is? Or weapons grade plutonium? It gives off a distinctive radiation. Even if it's not being used, it can be setting in a warhead in a silo underground. It can be 100 feet underground. It is still going to give off that distinctive radiation that can be detected by the silos or by the satellites. I don't care where you've got it hidden, whether it's in a warehouse or underground in a silo. It's going to give off that distinctive bleed off radiation from the weapons grade plutonium in the warhead. That is a fact. Our satellites have detected. Oh, I'm sorry. Please don't quote me on this because I'm not currently in the military and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is a guess. But our satellites have detected at least 3 locations in the Ukraine that have said radiation bleeding from them. Whether or not they are silos or whether or not they are warehouses, if it's just a warehouse and there's a warhead sitting in it, there's not a lot they can do with it. You can't fire a warhead from a freaking warehouse. But if it's in a silo, it's a whole different deal. We don't know whether it's a silo, a launchable platform, or a warehouse, a storable platform. But there are 3 locations in the Ukraine that have said radiation bleeding from them, which leads you to believe, did these guys give back all of their weapons, or did they save a couple? Because if I was the Ukraine, I would have saved a couple, because Bill Clinton is known for lying out his fucking ass. That's my only fear, is that Volodymyr, it is Volodymyr, not Vladimir, Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, gets to the point to where he realizes we've lost, there's nothing we can do, and he pushes a button somewhere. That's the scary part. Because right now we don't know if those bleed offs of weapons grade plutonium are in a silo or are they in a warehouse.
Well, and who's to say there's not a Scud launcher sitting in that warehouse?
Yeah.
With a rocket on it. Because, I mean, you don't need a lot of range to reach Russia from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
You don't need a lot of range.
No, not at all. So, and that's my big fear right now. I firmly believe they're probably sitting in silos, and I'm a little scared that Zelensky is going to see, when you corner an animal, no matter what the animal is, you corner a poodle, the poodle becomes fucking vicious. It can be real vicious real fast.
Yeah. Are you going to push the button before your capital is overrun?
Exactly.
We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, if he realizes I'm done, this is over with, our people are done, I'm pushing them. If I've got nothing to lose, Sun Tzu in The Art of War, never start a fight with an enemy who has nothing to lose. Never. And that's me right now. That's what I see, in my life. That's why I tell YouTube to go suck my dick, because I've got nothing to lose. I'm 58 years old. I've got terminal cancer. My kidneys have stopped. I'm fighting every day. Every day I wake up on this side of the grass is another new day for me. I've got nothing to lose. So they can all kiss my ass. And that's just the way it goes. I do not want to see Volodymyr Zelensky get to that point, because you never want to have a fight with an individual who has nothing to lose. Because you corner an animal, he is going to fight with everything he has. I do not want to see him do that, because once the first one flies, things get bad real quick. Big Red, you do not have permission to leave this stream. Who told you could leave? What the fuck? I mean, really? You're leaving me? I thought you were one of my bros. You can't leave. But that's the deal right now. I don't think that's going to happen. Honestly, that's a way outside deal. What's going to happen is he's going to steamroll. He doesn't want to hurt Ukraine because that's where they get their food. And as soon as all that happens, I honestly think our problem is going to be China, not Russia. China's going to go in for Taiwan. They got nothing to lose. They might as well go take it. Biden's not going to stand up to them.
No, once it's been demonstrated that we are not going to honor our promises to our allies when it comes to another major world power saying, I want this.
Right. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I mean, he's going he Xi Jinping is gonna walk into he's gonna walk into Taiwan and take it over, and there's not a damn thing that we're gonna do about it. What's gonna happen is like I said earlier in the other feed, Biden is the wild card. He's a puppet. He's a shell. And for those of you who think he's a puppet of Obama, you're blindly misled. That's not true. Obama is not pulling any strings. Okay. The two people that are controlling the White House right now are Ron Klain and Susan Rice. Please do not think it's Obama. It's not. Yeah, I agree, Nana, 100%. China is going to attack soon. But Biden is being controlled by Ron Klain. Ron Klain runs your president right now is Ron Klain. Period. I mean, that's a fact. Ron Klain and Susan Rice. They do one thing very well. Every action they make is there to advance the Democrat Party and the Democrat agenda. A lot of people are going to be upset about that, but that's true. They do not give a good goddamn about the American people. They don't care about the Constitution. They care about advancing the Democrat agenda, which some people would say is the socialist agenda, because technically it is. So it's
more than that. It's the feudalist agenda, which we see being advanced in a number of nations all over the world. Is history is cyclical, and if you understand the history, we've been here before. We're going back there. The goal of all of this is, as the World Economic Forum calls it, the Great Reset. Well, reset to what? Stop and think about this for a minute. Reset to the last great thing that happened in human history, which was the populist rebellions of the 1700s, 1800s, that brought about popular Democratic and Republican rule in North America, in Europe,
in France,
spread to Asia, et cetera, et cetera. They want to reset to before that time, where the common form of government in the world was feudalism. You kings and queens and lords and ladies,
right?
And the upper 0.1% controlled all means of production, and were your major landowners, and everybody else was a peasant fortunate to have a roof over their head and a bowl of gruel to eat. That's what resetting is all about.
And you guys wonder why I invited him in here. There you go. Just remember, something that Justin Trudeau forgot about, which is amazing, because aren't they kind of like French oriented and shit up there? I mean,
some of them are. I don't know. He's Cuban oriented. What are you talking about?
Vive la France, motherfucker. You remember what the guillotine is? The guillotine. Excuse me. Didn't they haul people out in the street and chop their heads off for the shit that you're pulling?
Historically speaking, it was not that long from a historical standpoint. From the great, "let them eat cake" quote, which we realize that that's not really what was said and meant in that term, because the person who said that was notoriously ill-informed about what the people were actually doing. But nonetheless, it comes through history as a lesson to us. Is the time period from "let them eat cake" to the guillotine was really short.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
here you have certain world leaders, Nancy Pelosi's thing during the whole pandemic outbreak would let them eat ice cream.
Yeah.
Honey, do you know what
Exactly.
happened next to Marie Antoinette? Did you know what happened next?
Yeah. She ended up headless.
Uh-huh.
So,
So,
they're like, they don't, they want.
it's hubris. It is hubris. It is thinking that they are immune to the lessons of history. I, as a student of history, am here to tell you that no one is immune to the lessons of history. It doesn't work that way.
No, no.
But
You better
people
remember
have,
it,
yeah,
or it's going to bite you in the ass.
people have hubris and think, oh, I know better. I am better. That won't happen to me. Not this time. And no.
Well, we have a convoy, and a American. He's not in here, I don't think. I wished he was in the chat. He was in Amber's chat earlier, but he's not in this one right now, I don't think. But he doesn't agree with the way the American convoy is handling it. And I kind of disagree with, I agree with a lot of things that a American says. I really do, but I disagree with him on this. He wants, he's along the lines of let the truckers all go home, park their trucks, and basically go on strike. Okay, that's all well and good. It's going to shut down the economy. Period. I mean, you handle truckers every day. I mean, that's what you do. If they all went home and parked their trucks and sat in their driveway, it's going to shut down the economy. What's it going to accomplish? Nothing, because the media doesn't have anywhere to point their cameras. They don't have anybody to shove their microphones in their face and say, what are you guys doing? Why are you doing this? It's all well and good. And eventually, maybe it'll get the point across. But what the convoy is doing is they want to go to Washington, D.C. And basically, I mean, for those of you who've been to D.C., you get it because you understand what the Beltway is. If they shut down the Beltway, they shut down this government, period. All they've got to do is drive on the Beltway. They don't even have to park. They can just drive circles on the Beltway.
Yeah, you're better not in an operation such as that. You're better off not parking, because then they can come along and say you're obstructing traffic, yada yada yada, blah
Exactly.
blah blah. You can drive around the Beltway at 10 miles an hour all day.
Yeah. So I mean, for those of you who've been to DC, wow, dude, really? You shut down the Beltway, you shut down this country.
And it
Period.
won't, and it wouldn't take that
No.
many trucks to do it.
No. So I kind of see where the truckers are coming from. They're like, guess what we're going to do? We're going to go to the Beltway and we're going to shut it down. You know what? Put your fence up around the Capitol. We don't give a damn. We're not going to the Capitol. We're just going to drive around the Beltway at 10 miles an hour and shut you down. So now the media has somewhere to point their cameras. They have somebody to shove their microphone in their face and say, what are you guys doing? Why are you doing it? And no, I don't trust the media. 90% of the media is full of shit. I get it. I mean, I don't want to appreciate one media more than the other. But some of them are so far out there in left field. They're so deep in their bubble that they have no concept of what America is like, because all they know about is what is in their bubble. And that's the problem. Their little bubble feed. And they don't get what real flyover country is like. They ignore us. Well, you know what? I think these truckers are about to wake them up, and I back them. If they want to go to DC and they want to shut it down, man, go for it. I've got your back. I don't have very many followers. I really don't. I'm 99% full of shit. I don't think that's what you meant to say, but somebody's 99% full of shit. Circle of wagons around the Capitol. Yeah, damn good idea. Circle of wagons. And they can't get in and out because nobody lives in DC.
Very few.
Yeah, there are. They all live outside the Beltway. They're all of them. They've all got big fancy homes in Maryland. They've all got big fancy homes in Virginia.
And that's why so many people went nuts when Virginia flipped.
Yeah.
Which was so hilarious. Because so many members of the establishment live in Northern Virginia. And it's like, wait a minute.
Well, what? I mean, yeah, you're like bordered on Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Virginia's just to the north of you. So I'm way out in Texas. So you guys, it's like, this is crazy. But yeah, this is nuts. I love it.
Well, and that's what gave me some hope for rural America being able to fight back against all this BS is that Virginia flipped at the drop of a hat and now has some very interesting people who have very good things to say running the show and pushing back, and groundswell has to start slow and build and build and build.
Well, yeah, that started when they said, "Oh, the parents are terrorists." Really? I don't have a kid in school anymore, and that pissed me off. I mean, bad pissed me off.
Yeah, well, eventually they push so far that even the people who are that even the people who are deluded into buying half the crap they see on TV are eventually going to wake up and smell the coffee and say, wait a minute, this doesn't jive. The message that's being blasted at me continually from the face on the big box doesn't jive with what I walk out my front door and see. And it takes a while. Again, historically, we as Americans have a very, very short memory, and we are notoriously slow to anger. But when the sleeping giant is finally awoken, God help you.
Well, I fear we awakened the sleeping giant and filled it with a great resolve. Admiral Yamamoto, am I right? World War II, right after he bombed Pearl Harbor, he went, oops, that could have been a mistake. You think? Because that woke us up.
Well, the same thing with 9/11.
Yeah. Same thing.
You do something like that, and
yeah, you did.
And suddenly you've got the entire country pissed at you.
Well,
because we forget that there are people in this world that don't care if we're a Democrat or a Republican or a liberal or a conservative or whatever. We are Americans. They hate us because we are Americans.
Right.
And they want to kill us.
A lot of them, yeah.
If something big enough and bad enough has to happen, enough people have to die, and it sucks to have to say that, enough people have to die to collectively jolt the public into remembering, oh crap, there's a world outside our nation, and we need to wake up and figure out what the hell we're doing.
Yeah, that's a fact. And I just I really, 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 it's like I was telling Amber earlier this morning when we were talking about doing this. You know, she kept saying, "What are we going to do? What are we going to do?" And it's like a lot of it depends on the wild card because nobody really knows what Joe Biden's going to do. I mean, really, honestly, is he going to jump into Ukraine? I doubt it.
No.
I seriously doubt it. But is he going to jump into Taiwan? I mean, are we obligated to protect Taiwan? Technically, I mean, we've had a few agreements with Taiwan, but are we deep down obligated to jump in and say, no, you cannot take Taiwan? China, if you go in there, we will fight you. I don't think we are. You know, through everything that I've read, we're not, you know, by treaty obligated to protect it. So I don't think he will.
And I don't think at this point, I mean, treaties even matter. It's words on paper. Tear it up, ignore it. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and that's the thing. China is watching exactly what's going on in
They're
Ukraine right
going into
now,
Taiwan. You can bet that.
and they're just waiting to see how far it can be pushed if we decide to step in somewhere or not, and if it says okay, the big boy in the room is gonna sit on the sidelines. We can run roughshod over Asia and the Southern Pacific.
Yeah. Well, the problem is if he runs roughshod over Taiwan, that's one thing. If he expands further than that, I know what our treaty says regarding Japan. We are obligated by treaty to protect Japan. And my issue, it's like I said in one of my videos that's up. You can see it on my channel here. He's going to go into Taiwan. That's a given. I can pretty much guarantee that China is going to attack Taiwan and take it over. He's already said that, you know, Taiwan belongs to China. He's going to do it. The issue is at that point in time, you've got the wild card of Biden, who is looking. He's right now looking towards the midterm elections, which they're going to bleed out on the midterm elections. You know, they're going to lose their ass. He knows that. Ron Klain knows that. Susan Rice knows that. The issue is they've got to come up with a way to staunch the bleeding, one way or the other. And that basically means they've got to come up with an excuse to fix the elections, cover the elections, do whatever they got to do to not lose as bad as we know they're going to lose right now.
And as the race in Virginia showed, it's a lot more difficult to influence 50 individual state elections,
right,
than it is one national.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a difficult game to play because the federal election was flipped very tiny percentage. It didn't take much.
No, just a few minor places taken over by very minimal numbers.
But to try to spread that across every state in the union is a different ball game.
Yeah.
And especially as everybody knows from the polling numbers that this administration is a dumpster fire. And so if as I was saying earlier, if results don't match expectations, if the administration goes into the elections with a 30% approval rating and they don't lose their ass, question mark,
Yeah.
what happens then? Will enough people have the wool removed from their eyes to wake up and smell a rat?
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Once you've got Russia, you've got one of the game pieces in play. You've got Russia attacking Ukraine. And while we're watching all this, all of the, oh my God, this is what's going on. China's going to move into Taiwan. I still firmly believe that. And then once China moves into Taiwan, then you've got Biden sitting in his, gilded chair. Ron Klain, Susan Rice, whoever. He says, well, because our oil prices are so high, gas prices are so high, food prices are so high, everything is so high, everything is going to shit. The entire country is going to shit. The truckers are moving in on DC. We're going to institute martial law or something along those lines. He may not use those exact words. And he's going to say, we're going to shut this down. We're going to do what we have to do. And we're going to take away your money. We're going to take away your freedoms. And that's when I don't know who, one governor somewhere is going to stand up and say, no, you're not. Whether that governor is Ron DeSantis or Governor Abbott or, like I was saying earlier, even Kristi Noem, it just is going to take one governor, to stand up and say, no, the 10th Amendment gives all of these controls to the state, not the federal government. We are no longer a part of this. And when that governor, whoever it may be, stands up and says, no, we're done, then the other governors who are waiting, the remaining Republican right-wing governors, are going to fall in line, and that will be your civil war. That's my fear right now. Is that shortly after an invasion of Taiwan, you will have a falling out among the American states, which will cause the Civil War to kick off. And I firmly believe we've been in a civil war for a number of years. I don't think many people can argue with me on that. We've been in a cold civil war. We've been working our ass off to try to stay America, to try to stay the United States, but it's we're to the point to where I want a divorce. You don't love me anymore. Chicago doesn't love me anymore. They wished I was dead. California doesn't love me anymore. They don't care. New York doesn't love me anymore. They don't care. So what do I have to lose by asking for a divorce?
Well, and I don't know. I always break it down and I look not at the state, but I look at a county. Look at the county level election map. Red versus blue. You have 75% of America, county wise, landmass wise,
Right.
is red. And you've
Exactly.
got little tiny blue dots in urban areas all over the map. Um, from a economic standpoint, from a logistical standpoint, as you know, my area of expertise is logistics. The blue areas cannot live without the red areas.
No, they can't. They don't realize that.
The red areas can survive without the blue areas. So, I don't know that in a worst case scenario that it would necessarily come down to two states. You may see something like we saw, well, as we discussed on the last stream about West Virginia splitting away. Is Northern California is blood red.
Yeah.
It's just SoCal that is the problem.
Right.
Northern California could easily tell these guys get lost.
Well, geographically wise, but population wise, they can't. And that's the problem. Is we've got all these.
Well, you've got population centers, but these population centers, when the trucks stop running,
Oh yeah, they're
these
going to starve.
population centers have no way to sustain themselves.
Yeah, they're going to starve.
They are far, far, far beyond carrying capacity. And I mean, as we saw over the summer with the rioting and whatnot, it doesn't. The power can be out for 12 hours and people are looting.
Oh yeah.
You multiply that by days, weeks. How long has it been since the last gas tanker pulled up to that gas station?
Yeah, exactly.
When
You guys weren't alive during
people,
the Carter administration.
the people in these urban areas start losing their minds because they're half crazy already. And the only thing keeping people safe in these areas is 24/7 police presence.
Yeah.
If
Which they don't
24/7
like police, so they want to get rid of them too.
Yeah, if 24/7 police presence is the thing that keeps you safe at night, pack your shit and move.
Yeah.
I out here, I don't even lock the doors. Don't nobody bother me.
Well, I the only time I ever lock my door is when I'm going to the store and I'm going to leave my gate unlocked. I got a gate about 100 yards from my front door that gates off the entire property. The only time I ever lock my door is when I go to the store or go somewhere for a short period of time, and I'm going to leave the gate open so I don't have to worry about reopening it when I come back. I mean, hell, I'm in Texas though, so it's a whole different deal here. You don't do that stupid shit in Texas. I mean, you just don't. People shoot you here.
You don't do that stupid shit in rural North Carolina either. I can tell you that.
We'll shoot you here. We don't give a damn.
Yeah,
it's a whole different deal here.
Yeah, well, there's somebody within earshot of my house in some direction, popping off rounds once or twice a week, regularly. Everybody out here is armed. Everybody out here has dogs. Everybody out here knows it, and so crime is minimal. I mean, we've still got them, running white lightning out here and cooking up meth, but the sheriff's department is in on that, so they're not going to bother anybody.
Yeah, it's like North America or Hill Country Prepper is like, yeah, he's from Texas too. I mean, come on, people. I mean, he's in the Hill Country. It's a little more liberal than where I'm at, but not much. But it's like, come on, really? Greg Gutfeld on his monologue the other day before all this crap kicked off, he's down in Dallas. I posted it in the Discord channel. And for those of you who don't know, I do have a Discord channel. It's wide open. I'll do I mean, honestly, you can go in there and talk about anything. Nobody's shut us down yet, so it's insanely open. And I posted that in the Discord, and Greg Gutfeld's talking about how badass Texas is. It's like, are y'all serious? Y'all want to come down here and riot in Texas? Yeah, no, that's not going to work real well for you.
No, there's a reason that all that unrest, if whatever you want to call it, didn't move much out of the areas that it was confined to, because we out here and the rest of the nation don't put up with that shit.
No,
I mean
we'll
that,
put you
and
down.
we're gonna have to walk 20 miles to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go ahead and take your mob and you start walking. You start walking north out of town, and about 20 miles later you'll get to where I'm at. And if you're not dragging by then, we can talk.
Yeah. I love that shit.
You know.
Oh shit.
They had one little march in our little town that was kind of a joke, but hey, they wanted to do it. They were at least respectful about it and didn't bother anybody really. So I mean, hey, good for them. They expressed themselves. Hey, I'm all for expressing yourself as long as you don't tear up shit that ain't yours. Do what you will. But yeah, it didn't go any further than downtown.
Yeah, I know. They wouldn't dare try that shit up here. I mean, it's just not going to happen. But guys, look, stop panicking about the whole Ukraine thing. It's a typical USSR tactic. Um, I mean, it's just what they got to do. Now, when China attacks Taiwan, then we can start worrying a little bit. But watch what happens. Remember the wild card, Joe Biden. We don't know what he's going to do. Nobody can guess what that idiot's going to do. I mean, what are we going to protect Taiwan? Probably not. But even if we don't, if Xi Jinping stops at Taiwan, that's one thing.
It's still going to send the global economy tumbling.
Yeah, the economy's going to crash.
Which is what they want.
Well, yes, Nana, he's going to shit his pants. That's
Thought that was a given.
Yeah, it's just normal. But he's the wild card. Is he going to do something stupid with Ukraine going, Taiwan going, and then the trucker convoy going? At that point in time, is he going to institute a martial law to try to control the midterm elections, which is essentially what he's going to do? He is a monster of the Democrat Party. He doesn't give a damn about America. He doesn't give a damn about the people. His idea is to protect the Democrat Party and the Democrat agenda. So at that point in time, does he step far enough over the line so that a governor somewhere is going to step up and say, no, we're done. We're done. We're out. And once one governor does that, there are a number of other governors that are going to fall in line, which will start the Civil War in America. And I still believe that's going to happen. I don't want to be the bearer of bad tidings, but I believe that's going to happen. So I'm not a doom and gloom kind of guy. I don't believe in a lot of these prepper channels that are talking, oh, the end is nigh, blah, 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 buy my shit. Because I don't have any shit to sell. I've got my Discord channel. I've got, a few people in there, and I honestly, I do have a Patreon on the Discord channel, but I'm not here to make money. I'm here to just tell you the facts. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. So, I see that a lot of people are going to go to bed. Well, a lot of people. I mean, like there's a lot of freaking people in there. What, 6 of you in here? And I appreciate that more than you know. Like I said, I don't have a lot of subscribers. We're trying to get there. If you want to subscribe to the channel, please do. But it's, I'm here to give you my information that I know. My phone's been ringing since 6:30 this morning. I stayed up till 4:30 last night watching the news coverage. And if you've watched my videos, I don't even know why I stayed up, because I said it was going to happen months ago. So I really don't know why I was up watching it last night. I guess just to prove to myself. Shortages are going to continue, American Homa. That's just the fact. Get what you can now. Cover your ass. Be ready. We've still got a ways to go. Watch what's going to happen, because China's going to move first. And then after that, you've got to watch that wild card. You've got to watch Joe Biden, because, we don't really know where he's going to go. I don't think like they think. I can assume what they're going to do, because they have to do something to control the midterm elections. They have to. Yeah. Everybody stay safe. Keep prepping your shit. Get water. Water. That's your key. Food is easy. You can eat leaves and live. You can eat oak leaves and survive. But
in most places there is wildlife, squirrels.
Yeah, you have to have water,
etc. But yeah,
protect yourself, guys. We're gonna get out of here, I guess. I've still got to go thaw out my drain pipes under my house. Amazingly enough,
a little bit cold there, isn't it?
My temperature dropped to 0 degrees this morning, and I had my water running, which was dripping, so my lines wouldn't freeze. But that's all well and good. But my drain lines froze. So the dripping water had nowhere to go. So yeah, it kind of sucked. Yeah, please learn how to forage. Those of you down in the hill country of Texas, you get that. Yeah, you got feral hogs all over down there. Not a problem. Deer, axis deer. Up here, we're a little more scarce on our deer. Our deer are much bigger than your deer are. But, we work with it up here. I shoot a mule deer up here. He's as big as a damn horse. So just make sure you got the room to store what you got. Please don't waste an animal. If you shoot an animal, use the animal. Prepare yourself, get ready, but this is not going to be something that's going to happen by the end of the week. Please stop panicking about the whole Russia thing. It's not a big deal. It's normal USSR tactics. So work with it on that. I think everything's good there.
Yeah, continued vigilance is the key. I believe. Eyes and ears open, brain engaged in thinking. Look for the things that you're being told X, but you're seeing Y. Things of that nature. If it doesn't make sense, somebody's telling a fib somewhere.
Yeah. Deer and fish. Apparently a bear. What? Apparently a bear
is wandering around my area. Oh my.
Oh, you ever eaten bear? Bear's kind of greasy, but it's cool. Lots of protein. Just saying. Just saying. Bear's got a different taste to it. You can make some pretty good chili out of it. But hey, guys, we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate. I know there's not that many of you in here. Like I said, I don't have a lot of subscribers. I'm working on it. Maybe this will help a little bit. Share it, and I'm hoping I'm gonna get this. Hopefully, it'll be up there. I don't know on my feed after we get all done. But we've been in here for a little while. Sarah, thank you very much for being in here,
and thank you for having me.
And
happy to contribute what
guys,
knowledge I have.
Maybe I can get Hill Country Prepper to join us next time. I'd love to have his insight on a lot of things. But once again, Hill Country Prepper's from Texas, like I am. He's in a different region, so it's going to be his ideas are going to be a little different than mine. Once again, as Sarah's ideas are different than mine because he's in North Carolina. So, we'll get a few people in here next time, and we'll kind of spread it out a little bit. Hopefully, get some more people. But I appreciate all of you for coming on in, and thank you very much. Like I said, I don't have a lot of social media, so share this anywhere you can, and we'll go from there. And if you've got any questions, send them to my accounts. You guys know how to get a hold of me, and we'll go from there next time. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, sir.